Hi friends, this is Angelica. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at a few new products from Spellbinders. These products are in the new Sealed by Spellbinders Collection, which arrived last week in the Spellbinders shop, and I'm really excited about these products. We're going to start by looking at the new geometric optical background. This is a hot foil plate, and I made several backgrounds with this plate, including this one, which I made with Spellbinders Pewter foil on black cardstock. You can see how gorgeous this background is. And since I had my hot foil machine on, I made several backgrounds playing around with different colors of cardstock and foil just to see how it looked in different color combinations. Now there is a coordinating 4-piece stencil set that goes with this background that's sold separately. Now let's look at the Sealed Twine Etched die. Again, I absolutely love this die. This is such an easy way to add subtle decorations to your project or to your cards. I did die cut 2 twine out of gold glitter cardstock, and you can see that this twine is long enough for a vertical or a horizontal card. The sealed Squiggles etched dies are probably my favorite out of the products, all of the products that we're going to see today. These are really fun. The shapes are really neutral and can be used in so many different ways. Now this is a die set I'll be keeping close to my desk. I immediately thought of Christmas when I saw these. And then I also thought about how they're going to brighten up birthday cards or Mother's Day cards, pretty much any theme, even masculine or sympathy cards. I mean, I just love a product that can be used year round. Next up is the Sealed Blooms Etched dies. This is a 5-piece die set, and again, I just love the simplicity of these stems. They're super easy to put together. I used my reverse tweezers to hold the smaller petals while I added glue, and then a wax pencil to add the middle dots to the flowers. The last product that we're going to look at right now is the Faux Wax Seals Clear Stamp and Die Set. This stamp set comes with layered stamps to make the faux wax seal and smaller stamps to stamp inside the seal. And then there's also 3 dies to die cut the seal. So I die cut white cardstock with the 3 dies, and then I set up the negative in my MISTI on a sticky pad so I can stamp several seals. I've already set up the first stamp, and I'm stamping the image with aged patina distress oxide ink. And then I'm going to move on to the second stamp, and that's going to add some faux shadows to the sealed edge. And instead of stamping the bottom color like I did with the first stamp, you can also use colored cardstock. I didn't realize this until it came time to stamp the center circle, and then it hit me the white circle probably wouldn't match the seal, so I found matching colored cardstock and die cut it and then stamped the image that's going to go in the middle of the seal. To put the wax seal together, I die cut 2 more white rings, and I glued one of them to the background. I glued the center circle and then the other white ring, and then I finished with the stamped ring. And now I have a faux wax seal that is 4 layers, so it's pretty thick. It looks like a real wax seal would look like. Now we've seen all the products, it's time to start assembling the cards. Now I learned a lot assembling my first card. I started off with the gold glitter squiggly die cuts, and I glued them to the card panel. And this card panel is the Stamp Market's Pacific cardstock and Skybright Glimmer hot foil. Since these die cuts are really slim, I am dabbing them first onto printer paper before I attach them to the panel, and this is going to help keep the glue from oozing out and making a mess, but I did forget to do it with this first twine. So I did have to clean up that little bit of glue mess before I moved on to the other side. So once I got the right side attached, I realized that all of the cardstock, the stems and the circles on the twine, and then the faux wax seal was going to be really high. So I did cut off one of the circles before I glued on the wax seal. I did put on a couple acrylic blocks on top of the seal to let the glue dry firmly. And then I trimmed the edges, attached it to a card base, and this is the final card. Like I said before, I learned a lot from making this first card, which is going to make the second card a lot easier to put together. So the first thing that I did different was I built my bouquet and then I taped it with masking tape. And that way I can glue it all together at one time instead of trying to build my bouquet one stem at a time. And then I also know that my stems are all in the correct position. That alone saved about 10 minutes. I then next attached the twine. I cut the top circle off the right side and I added a wax seal, which was super easy to make because I had all the stamps already set up in my MISTI. I stamped the seal with antique linen and brushed corduroy Distress Oxide inks. I trimmed the edges down, attached the panel to a card base, and this is the finished card. I love the elegant red and gold background. It was perfect for the stems to sit on. So the next card that I'm going to make is a Christmas card. I couldn't help it. I did pull out Holiday Blooms dies and I die cut a poinsettia and a few stems to make a small holiday bouquet. I also die cut 2 more gold squiggles and a craft twine. And I gotta say, this twine looks fantastic against the black and pewter background. Once I had those glued down, I did start building the bouquet. I decided to not put a sentiment on the front of the card, so I picked a sentiment from Winter Garden, a sentiment stamp set, to stamp inside the card with black ink. And I love how much this card turned out. In fact, I made a second one. This time I used black foil on dark gray cardstock. Seeing them side by side, I mean, I love them both, but I just love the black. I'll be making a lot more of these. So let's take a final look at the cards, starting with my favorite. I love how perfect the twine and squiggles look next to the vibrant poinsettia and the stems. And of course, this pewter and black background is so gorgeous. And I love the twine in black too. I'm finding myself using black cardstock more and more often these days. I think black is such an unexpected color to use, and yet it looks so elegant. This is going to finish my video for today. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I just realized that my dog has been lying behind me this whole time, so if you did hear some heavy breathing in the background, it was Gabby. I am fighting a cold right now, but she's been snoozing away, and that is just constant background noise to me, so I didn't even notice it until now. Anyway, if you liked what you saw, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more, be sure to subscribe before you leave. I will be back shortly with another video, so I'll see you then. Bye.